Yo, 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 yo. Let's analyze our plugins today, guys. Let's find out the truth, man. Let's find out the truth. You're going to find out the truth today. This is the shit I'm talking about. Because we like the truth. So let's find out the truth of our plugins. The first one I want to lay to rest is let's look at some SSL channel strips first, because you said SSL in the box. Say it's impossible or not or whatever. I know that I've kind of gone back and forth. I'm learning how to use this software better than I have before, because I didn't know how necessarily to read the information I was looking at. But now I do. I watched some videos on it. Shout out Paul Third. He did a great video explaining how Plugin Doctor works. So now I have a better understanding of what's going on in these plugins. So originally I had said something to the degree that the Brainworx plugins were not adding saturation on the compressor. That's obviously I'm wrong about that. They do. So let's take a look. Well, before I do that, let's take a look at the first one, right? We want to look at waves. And let's go with everybody likes the E channel, right? Let's go with the E channel. So here's the E channel. So let's just take a look at what the E channel is doing. Okay, so if I move this top here, we have a high. That's supposed to be a high shelf. I don't know why it looks like a bell, a cramped bell at that, and it cramps. This is really terrible. God, shouldn't be doing that, guys. Should not be doing that. Let's take a look at the high mid bell. Okay, this one doesn't cramp, but it doesn't go high enough to really do any cramping. Okay, let's take a look at the low mid bell. It's a really tight bell. Okay, it's got some weird action as you get really high up. Seems to kind of come down a little. Okay, yeah, make that 0. Let's take a look at our bass frequency. Is a low shelf. Okay. Good. I guess the thing I wanted to know though is why this high curve does this. That's a really strange thing. Then when you hit bell, then it gives you a kind of, okay, there's your bell curve, and that doesn't cramp. Okay, so that doesn't cramp. So they have this weird cramping shelf. That doesn't make sense. Like, that is so weird to me. I don't think the real E channel really did this, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's look at harmonics. This is what we signed up for, right? We want to see harmonics. So we see that there's no noise floor. That information down there is really nothing. There's no noise floor. It looks like there's harmonics. Let's do a, but I don't know. You can't really go off these little lines here. Like, I could be aliasing wrong. I don't know. So I was taught to do a fundamental sweep. It's demo version. So, looks like a flat line to me, man. There really isn't anything going on here. There's no harmonics. 0. Zilch. No harmonics. Well, let it take its break. It'll come back in just a few seconds. So we can look. Okay. So it's not doing anything. There's no harmonics. This is a plain digital plugin, dude. Let's check the Hammerstein. Hammerstein will show up there's some harmonics being generated. Okay, there's a little bit, actually. Well, not really. Not really. I mean, pretty much there's nothing. I mean, you got a 3rd degree harmonic, maybe a little bit at 20, doing something at 21 kilohertz, excuse me. You got this other, looks like a 2nd degree harmonic, an even harmonic, at like 17K, almost 18K. So I guess there is a tiny bit of something going on, but pretty much not. Pretty much not. The sweep is telling you there's nothing going on. What if I put it on THD? Okay, and it's showing you there. It's on the top. Yeah, I remember I said there might be some THD on the top. So basically it's pretty clean, which is weird for an SSL. Oh, let's turn analog on. Let's turn analog on. See if that fixes anything. Okay. So nothing is changing here. It's still the same stuff. Oh, there we go. Now we have noise. That's what noise looks like. Now we have noise. Noise looks like this. And maybe that's some harmonics. Let's see. It's like darker red, like a 6th order harmonic, 5th order harmonics. But the harmonics analysis still shows that this thing is flat. Okay, no, there's a little bit. It's moved a little bit on the top. But it's still pretty flat. So, I mean, pretty much, because that's what I think you're just seeing the noise. Like if I were to go, if I were to flip this back to single, yeah, that's the noise. That's all that is. So it's just a bunch of fucking noise. It's not really harmonics. I mean, there's maybe a little bit of that going on, but not really. Not really. That's just noise. So that's what noise looks like. So take, like hiss, hum, a little bit of that to give it the quote-unquote flavor of analog. So I'd say, is it snake oil, the Waves SSL channel? It's kind of, not totally, but it's not SSL. Like, not the characteristics of a true SSL console, I would think. I think an SSL console will be doing a lot more than this, especially harmonics. Like, you should be getting some harmonics out of this. But, I mean, like, God, it's just so flat. It's pretty much like there's nothing going on. That Hammerstein analysis, though, is showing it's pretty clean. There's like a 50 hertz thing going on here. So there could maybe, but it's still pretty flat. So you're just not really seeing... I'd say there's a little bit. That's what you add in the low end, and slightly on the top. That's really about it. It's pretty doggone unresponsive there. If we engage the compressor, right, maybe we'll get a little more out of it. So let's put it like okay, it's doing something. All right, so I see that there's harmonics happening now in the low, mids, and low end. So that's kind of cool to know. I don't know what's going on the top here, but let's check the Hammerstein. Yeah, with the noise and everything engaged. So there's some character going on. 3rd order harmonics, 5th order harmonic. We got this red here, which is a 2nd order harmonic and a 4th order harmonic. So it sounds like it's giving you a lot of even harmonics. A little bit of odd harmonics, but mostly even harmonics, which sound really good to the ear. So it's giving you something, especially when you engage the compressor. So I would say this is not complete snake oil, but it's not really what I would imagine an SSL channel should be doing. It's giving you some, like that high shelf, that was odd for it to do things that way to me. I don't understand why it would be doing that. So otherwise, like I said, it's a pretty clean channel strip. So if you're expecting a lot of vibe out of this, you're not. It's pretty clean, and maybe that's how a real console is. I don't know. So let's reopen it up and let's load a different one. Alright, so come on, we gotta compare the Brainworx, right? This one is supposed to be the console, guys, the real shit. Ignore this on here, because that's just because we're gating noise from the beginning. There's noise coming in off the V gain and then it's being gated. So that's what's going on here, and that's why it's creating this bump. That's not actually what's going on when you EQing shit. Like, for instance, if I turn off the filters, and if I could somehow turn the gate off. There, the gate is off now. That's what you're getting. So it looks like there's a low-end roll-off on the SSL 4000E from Brainworx, which I heard was characteristic to the real consoles, by the way. So that's a real console thing that's going on here. So just running your sounds through it, it's already doing something. In this case, it's rolling off low-end frequency rumble that you don't need. So that's kind of a cool thing. Then let's take a look if it has that high weird thing going on. There's a little bit. All right, that high shelf is kind of looking somewhat bell-like, but it's definitely not cramped. This is not cramped whatsoever. But it's kind of like a bell. Wait, is it automatically on bell? Let me hit shelf. No, now that's the bell. Okay. If you see two lines, that's because this is two channels, right? And that's the channel tolerances. They're not going to be perfect. So the two different channels, if you were to turn analog off, then you have one channel. If you put analog back, so you're not getting rid of the harmonics and stuff, you're just getting one channel. Here, then you put analog, you have two channels. But it's cool, I like to leave that on because that gives it the console sound. So what we see here, that's the bell curve. Okay, so the shelf, it looks like it kind of did it, but that they had a weird cramp shelf on the waves. But on this one, it's not cramped. So that's a nice thing to know. And then if we were to look at the high mid bell, you guys can hear me, right? Let me double check. Yeah, okay. I don't want to be like talking into the void here. All right, so we have a high mid bell. Yeah, it's pretty narrow, just like you would just like the waves one. Okay, cool. The low mid bell, the same thing. Looks good. Oh, does the high mid bell cramp? No, it doesn't. Cramp free, just like the real thing. All right, now the low shelf. Okay, like what you would expect. Yep. Very good. The low shelf looks good too. See, now on the waves one there isn't a roll off below 20, but on this one there is. So now let's take a look at harmonics. So it looks like, okay, we definitely have noise, so we know what that is. And that's just right off the bat. But that's normally gated. When the gate is on, well, there's a signal passing through, so there's going to be noise on the signal. But that's okay, that's part of the vibe. And you can just completely turn that off if you want with the V gain. Let's see, what is this at, negative 90? Huh. Well, I guess it just turns it down. It doesn't turn it off. It just turns it down. You can't hear it. But anyway, so just put it back there. Let's do the sweep. And I don't see any action on the compressor. So we have here a little bit of harmonics on the low. Nothing really up to the top. I guess it's kind of clean. So, okay. Well, that's interesting to take note of. Let's take a look at the Hammerstein. Okay, so we got kind of that same top harmonic thing going on. But we have that roll-off on the low end. I guess that tells me something's going on harmonically. The demo version's having a break. But I mean, I can clearly see that there's something going on. So the Waves SSL channel apparently has some... It looks pretty similar. Except that there is something going on the low end here. So is that low end character? Okay. Well, that's interesting to take note of. So let's engage the compressor now. I'll just set it at 4 to 2 and start pushing up on it until something happens. Well, I must have turned the dynamics off, huh? Oh, there we go. Okay, now we got something going on. Alright, so now we're getting some character here. A lot of it with the compressor on. Once again, there's that low end roll off and there's like a high mid bump. So that tells you just when the compressor's engaged, you're going to get some more harmonics on the high mids, it looks like. Check the Hammerstein. Yeah, that's about right. Low end info right here. Got some harmonics going on there. Pretty clean up toward the top. Looks like a fourth order harmonic. Oh, that's where your noise is though too. So if we could turn that off, we could see what it's doing. Let's turn it off. Well, we just turned it down. So there's a little bit going on this fifth order harmonic. So you get a little bit of that odd harmonics, and you're getting some even harmonics. It's a little blend of both. It's not bad. I mean, is that characteristic to the real console? I have no idea. I mean, it sure sounds like it when you're mixing with it. It sounds like the real thing. So, is this snake oil? I don't think so. So let me turn the threshold and the compressor off here like this. Oh yeah, we gotta turn the gate off. So yeah, we looked at that. Let's take a look at the filters. Okay, so the filters are usually automatically engaged. So if the filter's already automatically engaged, it looks like it's basically getting rid of anything below 10, which is nice. That's a nice thing to have. And then you got a little bit of top end stuff going on here. So let's take a look at it with everything engaged. Now the compressor is off. So with everything engaged, now you get a better look at the harmonics. There's a little bit more going on the top and the low end. And then the Hammerstein is kind of reflecting that here too. So it's very interesting. Yeah, I'll just hit pre-dynamics. That's just changing the order of things. So overall, I mean, you can trust this. It's good, and you have some THD. I mean, not THD, TMT, total, whatever the hell, tolerance modeling technology. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, they have a different EQ curve too. I guess we might as well look at that. Let me turn this off. Flip the EQ curves. Let's turn that and that off. And now it's on the brown knob. Well, brown knob has more of a better shelf. It's nice to know. The high mid bell, no cramping. I mean, no, yeah. Low mid bell, kind of the same thing. Okay. And then bottom, similar. Yeah, shelf, or the bell, that's the low bell. If we were to switch that to bell, high bell. Okay. So you're getting pretty good bang for your buck out of the SSL 4000E from Brainworx. And to me it looks legit. So you're definitely getting the character out of it that you would expect. Is it better than the Waves? I don't know. Let's take another gander at the Waves one more time. Let's go back to the Waves because I want to engage the Waves one like the way the Brainworx is, right? So I mean, right off the bat, you're not getting any filtering. But let's turn this on. Ever so slightly. Okay, and now that it's slightly turned on, because that's the way that they have it on the Brainworx. Now you're getting a similar character right here. Very similar. And I guess this is really a thing, except that part I'm not really sure about. And they gate the noise, right? So the gate is engaged. Threshold? No, that's down. I think the range is like this. Well, now you don't see shit. Release? I have no idea. It's kind of doing something like this, I think, on the real thing. Okay, so very similar character. turn on the noise. Now we can check our harmonics, see if there's any change there. Oh, now there is when you engage the filters. That's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. So I'm going to say this. They're about the same. The only difference with the Brainworx one is that you're getting, you get the tolerance modeling and you're getting the brown knob EQ also as an option. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same between these two. So no one can hate on you for using this. So no, the Waves is not snake oil. So we're engaging the compressor for a little bit more harmonics. At least I'm trying to. That compressor is on. Ooh. Was there a low end bump here? No? Zero. Everything's on 0. Oh, well, that's not. So you get a low end bump when you hit dynamics to channel out, which is pre-dynamics, basically putting EQ before the compressor. Well, that's interesting. So when you turn that off, you don't have that. When you turn it on, you have it. So that's interesting to me. And like I said, there's the gate. The gate is going. If I turn that off and there's no gate. Oh, okay, it's the gate doing this. Remember how we saw, yeah, the gate was basically doing something like this? Okay, that's how the Brainworx is. That's where that bump comes from the gate. So turn the gate off. Or I made this the expander. Turn on gate. Well, still, it's the gate. Okay. Okay. So we turn that off. Okay, so it's routing the EQ into the dynamics when you have the gate, because the gate's part of your dynamics. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, that's pretty cool. Learned something. Now we're doing that fundamental sweep again. Of course, I can't see shit. So, alright, let's back off on the threshold a little bit. Alright, so you're getting some character right here. So the Waves is completely legit. You could use it. It's not shit. And Brainworx is similar. But I think so you could use either one and get a quote-unquote SSL sound. I guess it's just how it's set up from the gate. The nice thing with the Brainworx is all this stuff is already set up for you and you just start turning knobs. So that's kind of a cool thing, and you get the tolerances. So that's the only difference, really, from what I can see, is that you get the tolerances. Everything else is the same. It's the same shit. So that's that. Waves is okay. At least on the E series. I couldn't tell you if the G channel is any different. Let me see if we have much time though, man. I don't want to sit there and make this video 10 hours long. That's 23 minutes. Alright, so yeah, it'll be about an hour of analyzing is what I plan on doing. So I want to look at the G channel. That's another one. So we'll run through this much quicker. Let's open up the G channel with the Brainworx. Alright, we know that's the gate. Let's just turn that off. We know that these are filters. Turn those off. So we can look at the EQ. I always like that EQ curve, man. I think that's dope. It looks nice, by the way. No cramping. Good. I like using the Brainworx because I use my mouse wheel when I do EQing here. It's fast. Yeah, that low shelf looks good. Okay, very good. Actually, you get a different EQ type on this one. You get this orange knob. You don't get that with the... this is unique to this one. You don't get that on the Waves. They don't give you orange knob EQ. So you get that here. That's an extra bonus. Okay. No cramping. High shelf. Yeah, so you have that too. So that's another cool thing. You have pink and you have orange knob. SSL G 4000G. Dope, huh? Alright, so now let's turn everything back on in default mode. And let's go to check the harmonics. But let me make sure that the compressor is not doing anything, so let me turn that off. Alright, so once again, we are getting something here. Let's do a sweep. Okay, so I mean there's something going on across the entire spectrum, but not a whole lot. Let's check the Hammerstein. Okay, so we know there's a lot going on here in the lows, a little bit going on the top, everything pretty flat in between. You got some noise, of course, we can see that. Alright, good. So that's the Brainworx. Alright. It's just easier for me just to start a new instance here and just do it this way. Alright, so let me find the waves again. We're going to look at the waves G channel. We're going to do a quick comparison. Alright, so let's set it up. No, okay, there's nothing going on here, but let's set it up like they would have it. We're going to have the noise on. We're going to, I guess that's it. Okay. You only get pink knob on this one, so. Okay, kind of what you would expect on the pink knob. High mid bell. Does it crimp? Nope. Very good. Low mid bell. Low shelf. Pretty good. Let's take a look at the harmonics. We have the compressors off. Alright, give me a sweep. Okay, that shows the filters are engaged. Looks like something's going on. You're not getting a lot of you're not getting really any harmonics though in the middle, from what I'm seeing. Let's check the Hammerstein. A little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom. Well, not with this. No third order harmonic here. Apparently no first order harmonic. You got a second order harmonic that's going on. You got a fourth order harmonic. It was low. It's really low though. Like the Brainworx one seems to be louder. So like louder harmonics, whatever I guess, if there's such a thing. So 2, 4, fifth order harmonics pretty low, but there's stuff going on there. Sixth order harmonic. So you get a lot of even harmonics. That's real good. It's real good. So that's why it sounds good. It sounds good. It's a great sounding channel strip. All right. Now let's put this bad boy to rest. We've heard about SSL native. It's the best because it's from SSL, right? So let's go put them under the microscope. This is from SSL themselves. Okay, so let's do everything that they do on the other channel strips, right? Let's slightly engage that top. Now this is a 9000 basically, but still, let's take a look at the top. Right, so now we've got that engaged. Gate. I mean, we don't really need the gate engaged. Make sure the compressor is turned all the way off. Alright, so let's look at the top. See, it's got G curves. That's a G channel curve right there. Okay, so you know that now, right? High mid, does it cramp? Pretty big, man. Like, really tighten that Q, I guess. But no, doesn't cramp. Low mid bell, which is gigantic low mid. And then low shelf. Okay, what you would expect. Let's switch it to E. Let's check the E curves. Okay. Yeah, it's a little different. There, high shelf. High mid. Looks like proportional Q, which is kind of odd for the E channel, but alright. Low mid bell, low bell, or low shelf. Okay, very good. Alright, let's check for harmonics. We getting anything? Uh-oh, that looks pretty clean to me. It's because the filters are on. So with the filters on, you're seeing that something's going on here on the low, nothing across the mid. Hammerstein, is that reflecting the same thing? It looks like it is. But pretty much there's nothing going on. So there's really nothing going on except for a little bit of low harmonics when the low end, when the filter's engaged. So we could turn the filters off and then look at it that way. Say, okay, filters off. Now there's nothing. There isn't shit. It's clean as fuck. There's nothing going on. So there you go. There's your harmonics. They say, oh, it sounds analog. There's no fucking harmonics, bro. Nothing going on there. Alright, so I gotta go back over the other ones now real quick. So we want to make sure the filters are disengaged. So I want to go back to the brain. I'm going to do it real quick. Go back to the Brainworx. Turn off the gate. Turn these off. Okay, but it's still doing something, as you can see here. And we'll go yeah, okay, so that's off. Go harmonics. That's because of that low end roll off, but otherwise there's really apparently nothing going on. Hammerstein. Well, that's not necessarily true. I see it under the Hammerstein. So we have that roll off, but you see that there is harmonics here. Well, there's noise. There's noise, of course, but there's harmonics. Well, what if I turn V gain all the way off? Okay, damn it. Oh, let's do it here. We just made it quieter, but... So, I think that you're still getting a 4th order, 6th order, and 2nd order harmonic on the low end. I mean, God, that's noise, though. And I mean, there's a little bit going on the top, which you weren't getting out of the SSL channel. It was fucking nothing was going on when the filters were turned off. So, I mean, you're getting something. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at the waves. The E channel is pretty clean, but there is something there. So it's not like you're not getting anything. And I mean, and that was the whole point of people mixing on SSLs in the past, is because they were supposed to be very clean sounding. So, but they give you a little bit of harmonics. That's what we want. With that little bit, it goes a long way. Alright, so we don't have filters engaged here. So, I believe everything's turned off. Alright, so this is pretty much, there isn't shit going on here. No harmonics, dude. Take a look at the Hammerstein. Okay, so there is a little bit. Right here. Very high 3rd order harmonic. Pretty high 2nd order harmonic. And a little bit on the bottom. You are getting something. Way down at 20, there's a little bit of harmonics. 4th. 6th order harmonic and a 5th order harmonic, low end on the Hammerstein analysis. So you're getting something out of the waves, but you are not getting shit out of SSL native. That thing is a flat digital plugin, dude. Straight up, you're just getting the curves and the compressor, but you're not getting any vibe out of that. No harmonics. That thing is harmonic free. You go, well, it's a 9000, bruh. Alright, so let's check it with the 9000J from Brainworx. This one, I've been told, sounds almost 99.9% exactly like the real console. I've been told this. They go, you could mix on this plugin and no one would know the difference between that or actually sitting at the desk. It's that damn good. Okay? So here's this one under the microscope. And we don't have filters engaged. We don't have nothing engaged. We'll turn off the dynamics. Alright, so I turn off the dynamics. There's your EQ curve. Flat as shit. Alright, we can take a quick look at what the EQ does. It's obviously G stuff, just like SSL native was showing. You're getting tolerances though because it's a desk. It's a console being emulated. Okay, very good. Harmonics analysis. This thing looks like it's not supposed to give you any harmonics, but a console is going to give you a little bit. But not this bad boy. You're not getting shit. At least not on that. Let's check the Hammerstein. Oh, but I was wrong. Well, it looks like it's just noise, right? Let's turn that shit off. You're getting harmonics out of the noise. I guess. I think that's what I'm reading here. Is you're getting the noise is creating harmonics. Otherwise, if there was no noise, this shit would be exactly the same as SSL native. Wow, that's interesting to me. But SSL native gives you nothing, man. There's no fucking noise. There's absolutely nothing at all. And you do have a THD knob if you wanted to give some harmonics to it, though. So you go, well, I can engage the THD, because right now it's in the off position. Alright, so now if I were to turn it on and, give it about, like, 70 dB or so of THD. And go, well, the console should have some harmonics. Let's take a look at what that does. The demo version is having a break right now while I'm trying to look at this shit. So let's check the Hammerstein. There's your harmonics. Okay, so when you turn on THD, these are your harmonics right here. 3 and second degree. Yeah, when you see these little things, there's harmonics going on. Now we know what that means. When THD is on, you are getting some harmonics. They're right here. Not a lot, but you're getting something. I guess maybe this means that you're getting harmonics across the whole spectrum, maybe. Third order harmonic across the whole spectrum. That's interesting to note. Like, you guys are watching me figure it out in real time here. Speaking about time, we're good, right? Okay. So, I mean, we're learning about what the plugins do, man. Just to know if it's a bunch of bullshit. So when I engage it, that's because I had the THD. So now we know what's going on there. So let me go back. Let me go take a quick gander. Then we're going to start running through the rest of the plugins here really quick. I got a fucking phone call or something going on. Guys, I got to cut this short. I got a phone call going. Which is unfair. You know, I shouldn't be bothered right now. Let me send a quick message here. I'm doing a video. Is it important? What was I doing before I was interrupted? This happens to me all the time, guys. I almost can't even do videos. I get bugged so much. So let me take a look here. I try to just ignore my phone while this is going on, but I can't. Not how good. Alright, so I was taken out of what I was doing here. God. Okay, so what I was looking at initially was, oh yeah, those harmonics. I wanted to go back. We're going to check the E channel again. We're going to do that sweep again. Go to the Hammerstein. So that shows that there's harmonics right here. So there you go, you can see them. Okay, you're getting harmonics out of the SSL channel from waves. But SSL native is giving you nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. I mean, that's just terrible to me. You're not getting shit. But that's supposed to be... But then, like, I don't know, the 9000J, it doesn't give you harmonics either. Let's open that one up again one more time. You're not getting shit out of this either, though, to be honest. Okay. Oh, the compressor is on. We're going to turn that off. Or just turn that off like that. There we go. It's pretty flat. Check the Hammerstein. No, but you're still... I mean, there's something there at the bottom. You remember the SSL native, man, there was nothing going on at the bottom. So now I turn up the THD. The THD knob shows me what stuff is going on. If I turn it all the way up, oh, now we got a whole bunch of shit going on. So you can add harmonics if you want it, but they said that the actual console was pretty clean. But you got something because you got noise. So that's worth taking note of. Let's go back to SSL native and see if it's complete crap. Where was it? Oh, it's over here. Solid state logic. I'm glad you guys are like putting up with me today on this video. Because I mean, it's like I'm not really like you would think. God, there's harmonics going on. Oops, that's the compressor, guys. Turn that off. All right. So once again, harmonics free. Check the Hammerstein. Look at that. Now that's what no harmonics looks like. But then there's also no noise. So, you know, you got to wonder if you turned the noise all the way off, if there was any kind of harmonic still being generated. But from what I see, there isn't jack shit. Oh wait, a tiny itty bitty line way up here at about like 22K looks like a 6th order harmonic slightly, but pretty much there isn't shit. This thing is as clean as a fucking it's clean as a hospital surgical instrument of some kind, you know, like just crazy. I know, but there's another one, the metric halo channel strip. We know this thing is clean, right? We know there isn't shit going on this thing. And this is the infamous channel strip of Servant-Gania, right? So let's see, why does he like it so much, man? Doesn't seem like it's doing anything. All right, so when you hit the first band, oh, that's a filter, so we keep that off. Yeah, what does he like about this so much? You know, like I don't understand. So you have a bell for one on the top, no shelf. So there's no shelves. It's all bell curves. That's another interesting thing to pay attention to. Yeah, all bells. Oh, but it's so SSL-like. Yeah, but you get no shelves, you just get bells. Oh, maybe you could switch these. Maybe you could switch them. Here's your low frequency. Yeah, I bet you could switch them to a shelf. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. And it's like an E-channel shelf. So that's interesting to know. There's your low shelf there. Okay. Yeah, you got everything. That's SSL-like. That compressor needs to be not doing anything. So, harmonics, it looks like there isn't shit going on here, which is predictable. This is supposed to be a flat digital plugin. And you're getting nothing as we can see there. And on the Hammerstein, you're getting nothing there. It's exactly the same as SSL native. So there you go. SSL native versus metric halo channel strip 3. It's the same shit. As the only difference between this is that the curves look like E series curves as opposed to G curves. So on the SSL native, you're getting G curves. On the metric halo, you're getting SSL like E curves. So yeah, it's like a super clean version of the SSL E channel is what metric halo is. But you also get a limiter, which is a cool little addition to everything. And I imagine that when the compressor's engaged, you're going to get harmonics then, right? So we'll just bring it down a little bit. And no, apparently not. No, I'm wrong. Now you're getting harmonics. Once you engage the compressor, you're getting harmonics. And it looks like here you're getting third order, fifth order harmonics. You're getting, looks like odd harmonics mostly. And then on the bottom end, you're getting some even harmonics, it looks like. Yeah. So even harmonics on the bass, odd harmonics on everything else. Interesting. That's something really valuable to know when you're using the compressor. You're getting some of that kind of character out of it. I find that odd harmonics doesn't necessarily sound very good. So maybe that's why when I EQ, that's probably why they EQ after the channel, the compressor on the channel strip for this reason, because it's just going to generate more of those harmonics that you probably don't want to hear. So, like if I were to put this post EQ and then just do like an EQ move here, does that change anything? Because I mean I'm EQing into this, right? No, apparently not. Doesn't change anything. So I don't know. But this is an interesting thing to analyze your plugins with. So we know that metric halo and okay, now Paul Third, you're my buddy and all, but you were hard on the amec, dude. Let's take a look at this. You said that this thing was just the same as the metric halo channel strip. So let's just take a quick gander at it. And we gotta make sure that the compressor is off. So let's turn that off. Turn the gate off because that affects things. Turn the filters off. Okay. We got a little bit of a low mid-rise. No, I'm sorry. A little bit of a low bump. Just off the gate. Okay. I don't know why, but... Alright, so everything looks pretty clean here. Let's go to harmonics analysis. Looks like this looks like there's something going on. A little bit more than an SSL native channel or the, whatchamacallit. More than the SSL native channel, more than the metric halo. Looks like there is some harmonics, man. I'm sorry, but I see harmonics here. Ah, I see plenty. Look at that. So, amec isn't shit, man. It's good. Okay, we know this is noise. Okay, we know this is noise, but these are harmonics. And we have definitely this. We have a third order harmonic, which is interesting because, well, that's kind of what you see on typical, like the SSL channels. And then we have this fifth order harmonic. So we're getting some odd harmonics. Low end, we're getting a lot of even harmonics. So kind of similar character to the metric halo when the compressor's engaged. But this is what it's giving you right out of the gate when you run stuff through your amec. So the amec is giving you some THD. I don't know why he would say that. You might as well be using metric halo. You're getting harmonics out of this. It's yeah, but you get those harmonics out of the metric halo when you engage the compressor. Yeah, so maybe that's what he means by that. But otherwise, you are getting the harmonics. We can clearly see that plain as day. So either I'm looking at this wrong or I'm saying harmonics. So no, the amec is giving you harmonics. Now, that's good for people to know, you know. I should, when I upload this video, I'll put it in like sections so you guys can skip all the bullshit and go straight to it, you know. I'll do that as a matter of fact. I'll take note. So, it's interesting, the amec is legit. Alright, let's, how much time do we have here? I said I would do this for an hour, so we'll do another 11 minutes. Let's look at another one. The Focusrite console, I'm just going to tell you ahead of time, it's got harmonics. You ain't got to worry about that. We know the Neve. Hey, this is the Neve VXS, man. This is a bad boy here. This thing makes everything super warm. And there's a reason why, man. This thing is loaded with harmonics. This thing is just rich with harmonics. I think it is. Maybe I'm wrong. God, that looks flat to me. Maybe I'm just... Okay, so maybe there isn't shit. Oh my god. Oh no, okay, there is. There's a third order harmonic here. And a little bit of a second order harmonic. There's a lot of fucking noise, man. Can we turn that off? Just turns it down once again. Doesn't completely get rid of it. We can see that there's a fifth order harmonic here. And you got a little bit of harmonics on the low end. So that's what I thought I was hearing. Yeah, so there's harmonics in this thing. Definitely. Definitely. It's not just clean as a whistle. Although right here you would think it is. You go, man, there's a shit going on here. But no, there's harmonics. You're good to go. I'm trying to think of any other plugin I might be able to run through this thing here. We did say the 9000J, you were getting something out of that, if I remember correctly. Well, we go look at the Lindell. I think that's been analyzed before. Right? Let's analyze it the way we've been doing it. So, let's kill all this, turn the compressor off. Any gates or anything, keep those off. So you get some vibe, like, right off the bat from this thing. The filters are turned off. This is just automatically what it gives you. So, I guess that's characteristic to a Neve console, an old one. So let's go with harmonics analysis. Looks like you're getting harmonics right off the gate. And there's no, oh my god, you're getting a shit ton. Look at that. Especially on the high mids and stuff. Hammerstein analysis. Dude, this thing is a harmonics. This thing is generating tons of harmonics, man. It's wonderful. No wonder why it sounds so fucking good, man. Look at this. Look at this, man. This Neve is one badass plugin, man. That's all I know. You want shit to sound beautiful? You gotta have this. It sounds great, man. Look at all that harmonics it generates. It's fucking great. But then here's the thing, right? So, to conclude our findings, take a look at my time. Alright. You would expect an SSL channel to be clean, but generate a little harmonics because that's how an SSL was supposed to be if you're trying to recreate the console. So that's a nice thing to know, that they do give you a little bit on most of them. The SSL native channel is super clean. It does not sound analog. There's no fucking way it doesn't. It just does not. You engage the compressor, you're getting a little bit of harmonics there. The metric halo channel strip is the same thing. We know that the SSL native gives you E and G curves. We know that the metric halo basically has SSL E curves in it. Okay. We know that the amec actually does have harmonics. So saying that does not is not true. Then we know that the Lindell 80 is just an unbelievable rich amount of harmonics. I also learned that the Neve VXS plugin doesn't have as much harmonics as I thought it did. A lot of that character is coming from the way that they shape the sound as opposed to actually how much harmonics is being generated. That's something to know, because if you're trying to recreate consoles or chasing a sound of yesteryear, you want to make sure you know what your plugins are doing. You want to make sure to know that they're doing as advertised. So that's pretty much it from here, from my analysis. So that's what you have. This is a wonderful thing. The demo version, it's completely free. You go to DDMF, their website, they create Plugin Doctor. You can get this and start running all your plugins through it to see what they actually do. Are you able to recreate the sound of your plugin with a whole bunch of other plugins. You probably could if you knew how to match up the the EQ curves properly, know how much saturation and distortion or whatever to add to the sound. If you have a noise floor type generator of some kind or a tape plugin with noise, you'd probably throw some noise in it, and then you would essentially basically have the plugin without actually having to own it. But you sure would have to have plugin stacks to do that, which may cost you CPU, and you could just get the one plugin that does it all there on that one thing, and you don't have to do that. So I've come to the conclusion for me that you can use whatever you want and it's going to sound pretty good. Like if you're talking about can you make a mix in the box that sounds like it was mixed on the SSL console, sure you can. You just got to know which plugins really do it. It looks like they all do it to some degree. So this thing about how Brainworx sounds closer to the real console versus the other one is probably not too terribly true, other than that there's probably more realistic harmonics coming out of the Brainworx plugins as opposed to the Waves SSL, but it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. The compressors, when you engage them, they're going to generate some harmonics. That's a guarantee, even on the clean digital plugins. The Brainworx gives you TMT. You saw that clearly in this video. The TMT obviously gives it more of that quote-unquote console sound because the different left and right channels are going to be a little offset. And that's fine. That's how the real consoles are. So your mix should theoretically sound more like the real console when you're using the Brainworx plugins. And I mean, and that's coming from if you're trying to fool engineers, right? The public doesn't give a shit. They don't care. So, I mean, you could get away with using the Waves SSL over your whole session if you want and just mix on that. And it should theoretically give you the vibe of that sound of yesteryear. If you don't think there's enough harmonics being generated, well, I'll tell you this. Back in the day, they ran things to a tape machine, and the tape machine's going to give you some harmonics. That's for sure. Now you got me wondering. The tape machine should give you harmonics. Let's take a look. Why not, Alright, so I was giving you character too right off the bat. Look at this. Low bump. Looks like there's some noise here. A little high bump there. It's crazy. Let's just crank this motherfucker. Oh, wait. I mean, why not? We had to know, right? So, okay. I wonder if the character changes if you change the machine type and the tape. Oh, it does. Look at this. So if you change the tape, you got different characteristics. This is the Quantigy G9 tape. That's cool. And then this is the Quantigy 456. So it gives you some low end bump, and a dip in the highs, and then it kind of comes back up. That's kind of interesting. When you change it to half-inch 2-track, it's not pulling those things down so much. It's giving it a little bit more character there. The FG9, pretty similar. Okay, so that's cool to know, right? The IPS speed affects things. Wow, look at all the different characteristics you're getting out of this tape machine. That's fucking crazy. Alright, so here's what we wanted to see. Harmonics. Well, it looks like you're getting plenty. You're getting a shit ton of harmonics in here. Guys, this is on the very edge of the screen, so you're probably not even seeing this. Let me put this over here. I apologize if you watched the video if I've been doing this shit and you guys are not seeing anything. Okay, so... yeah. Oh, and it kind of... that's interesting as it's going. It's kind of changing a little. Check the Hammerstein. Oh, dude. Harmonics galore. Harmonics fucking galore. So there you go. If you wanted to, this is a Slate virtual tape machine. Oh god, I'm on 15 IPS. Let me switch it to 30. I should change the character just a little bit. So, if you're using like the Waves SSL and you don't feel like you're getting enough harmonics, man, everything went to the tape machine back then. Put it on a tape machine, that shit should sound realistic. There you go. And it's up to you how you want to do it. I like the workflow of the Brainworx. That's where I use it more. I can mix faster with it, but that's about it. Otherwise, I mean, there's no real difference. If, let's say I'm mixing a song on the same album, and they say, well, we want to have the vibe of Dr. Dre's like 1993 album. So, but they have multiple engineers because, you know, maybe I'm busy or something, another guy's busy or something. He was mixing like half the album, then I got to mix the other half. Well, it's going to sound, the vibe is going to be similar. It's going to sound similar so basically the whole album is going to sound similar. So that's going to be a nice thing. I'd have to know whether or not they're using tape machines or not. If they're using the tape machine, then yeah. I think there's another difference though is like using the bus compressors and stuff too. Like they add something to it. Oh god, we got to look at that now. All right, let's check. Okay, we're gonna be super fast. I want to look at the bus compressors. Here's the Townhouse bus compressor. I always use this with the Brainworx ones. Right? We'll just leave it default. Let's just check the harmonics. Actually, no, we're not gonna. What did I just do? Did I just delete that? Give me a second. Alright. I gotta know, dude. I gotta know. Alright. This is how I have it set up on the... We put some threshold on that. That's how I do it when I'm using this. Alright, so let's take a look. That's cool to add some character just right off the bat. Harmonics, we can see there's clearly something going on here. Alright, bus compressors adding harmonics. Lots of it. Beautiful. The bus compressor is part of the sound. It's on the center section of the SSL console. So if you're trying to have the SSL vibe, you gotta have your bus compressor. So okay, we know it's doing that there. Very good. Passes my test. Let's take a look now at the waves one. I gotta go back to the VST13 here. Yeah, the bus compressor. Let's set it to, we gotta turn analog on. That's gotta be there. Oh, let's give it some threshold. 2 ratio. Check the harmonics. Looks like there is some. Oh, look at that curve. Okay. Yeah, you're getting harmonics, man. Excellent. So that's what you would do. You'd slap your SSL channels across your whole session. It's pretty clean until you start engaging the compressor, and then you're getting some harmonics. And then, of course, the bus compressor is giving you more harmonics. So, one more for the road, guys. One more for the road, because I want to make sure that I went to the G channel. Oh wow. I mean, no, I want to go to the E channel. Sorry, my bad. God, I'm over here just. You know, if you watch this whole thing, that's crazy. Like, you should probably just like and subscribe to my channel because you're into this nerdy shit like I am. So, compressor's off. Okay, I want to just check that harmonics one more time. Give me a sweep. Looks flat. Give me the Hammerstein. Okay, so yeah, you have harmonics out of the SSL channel just by not even doing anything. So I don't even have analog turned on. I turn that on, you get the noise, right? So you get more of that cool stuff going on. So they're both legit. It's whatever you want to use. Okay. Oh yeah, there's all my stuff I've been doing. Got some beats and stuff. I got the mix of a Janet Jackson song for fun, by the way, and then my buddy Jordan. Check him out. He's an engineer also. His name is Jordan Stream. Check him out. He's an engineer also and a producer here in Atlanta. And I had mixed a Cypher song for him that he produced, and he was really busy and loaded down with a lot of stuff, so he kind of outsourced that extra one for to me, and I took care of that for him, and I'm glad he was happy about it. But anyway, this has gone on past an hour, guys, so my bad. You guys see my desktop, nothing sexy going on there, but yeah, definitely check out my other videos, of course, and also feel free to reference this video as much as you want. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on, man. I like to break things down and get to the nitty gritty and actually know what's really going on with these plugins. So my conclusions today is you can use Brainworx or you can use Waves. But SSL native, they got some explaining to do. All right, man. You guys be good. All right, I'm out. Peace.